Okay, so the very first thing that we're gonna start working on is my mini stuffed meatloaves. Those are pretty easy. It's not as hard as you would think, to be really honest. Well, first things first, I've got my 2 different cutting boards, one for meat, one for vegetables. And then I've also got these cool little pieces of parchment paper. So this is gonna help with the stuffing of the meatloaf, get the meatloaf prepared. So I have some extra lean beef. And it's really cool because I get it already in little discs like this at Costco. Costco's amazing. Okay, so mini meatloaves. We've got 2 little sections of meat, of lean ground beef. And I'm gonna put, so this was the meaty hand. So I'm gonna get just a couple of little saltines. So I know it kind of sounds weird, but it actually helps in terms of flavor. And in terms of keeping some moisture in there. Wow, saltines overboard. And texture. The other thing that I need is probably 1 egg. Okay, so I've got the egg, which is the binder for everything that's in here, which really isn't too much. I also am gonna have to season the meat. So a little bit of my fave, garlic salt. And our egg. So we squish, squish, squish everything together. Uh-oh. Pause. Dante. Boys. Perks of being a boy mom. All right, so that was relatively harmless. So our whole house is obviously always a playground, which is kind of the best thing. Crazy boys, what are you doing? So I just got a good chunk of this little meatloaf mixture and I kind of pressed it into the parchment paper. So now I'm gonna wash up so that I can open up my broccoli, and I'm gonna put some broccoli and some cheese here, and then we're just gonna roll it over and I'll show you how to do that. So I've got broccoli florets and they're frozen. I'm still leaving them frozen. Everything is the same. I'm just going to put a good little bit of broccoli on here. And then I'm gonna put some cheese. Who doesn't like cheese, right? Except for, of course, my son, which is really weird. But, oh well. So, I'm just gonna get some of this plain old American cheese and lay it right over. Okay, so here's the cool part. The way that we roll this and the way that we stuff it is you basically bring the 2 sides of the parchment paper together like this and squish. See? That's all you gotta do. Just kind of squish it, pull the parchment apart, ta-da! And then you just kind of seal in the little edges. Squish stuff in, seal in the edges. If you have like a little empty space like that, you can just grab a little bit of your meat mixture that you have, because we're gonna have a little bit of extra. And ta-da! There we have it. Fabulous mini meatloaf. Really easy. Okay? So now we've got to transfer this guy to our baking sheet. Remember, we have all of our baking sheets always foil lined, so it's easier to clean, right? So here, I'm literally just gonna roll him off. And then he's ready to go. Okay, so as you can see, we just repeated that 3 times. Really easy, no fuss. All right, so we're done with this. This goes in the dirty. And on to our chicken. Okay, so here's a cool thing. One of the things that I like to do is sometimes I will marinate my chicken. And really it's just as soon as I get home from the grocery store, I pop it open and marinate it with Italian dressing. Easy as that. Italian dressing and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. That's pretty much it. That's all that's in here, is just Italian dressing and balsamic vinegar with some chicken breasts that have already been halved, the way that I like to have them. So we've got these chicken breasts now that we don't have halved, so we just need to have them now. Okay, knives. All right, so now I'm just gonna split this in half. Okay, so again with these, we're going to just trim them up and cut them in half. The same way that we did last time. Easy peasy. See, this has got a lot of extra little fat globules, and then you've got this fabulous little vein going on, so I like to cut that out. Just so it's not too bloody. Okay, so again, we chop this in half because remember, you eat with your eyes. So there's one. Okay, so for our chicken, I've got ricotta stuffed chicken marinara, the Italian chicken, which is here, and then the barbecue chicken breast. So I'm gonna put these on our baking sheet. This one. So I have some extra chicken breast, and it's because I'm meal prepping a little bit more today as opposed to last time. I'm doing 8 different chicken breasts, and then, actually no, I'm doing 10 different chicken breasts, and the 3 little meatloaf. Another little pan here that I'm gonna put some chicken in. Actually, this one I'm gonna utilize for my pre-marinated chicken breasts. All right, so for this extra one, I've got my marinated chicken breasts that are gonna go in here. I might be able to squeeze in a 3rd one, but let's try. Why not, right? They're gonna be a little tight, but we'll figure it out. It should be fine. I'm going to also put these other 2 guys that were hanging out. So these 2 guys are going here. Okay, remember we've got to pre-season everything. We are done. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I've got 2 different options for our chicken breast as opposed to the Italian chicken. We've also got a ricotta stuffed chicken marinara, which is really kind of a misnomer because I'm not gonna stuff the ricotta inside of it. I'm gonna put it on top. So it's that ricotta topped, I guess, chicken marinara. And then we've also got a barbecue chicken. So for the Italian, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Italian seasoning and my trusty garlic salts. Okay, never a dull moment. So the Italian seasoning that I got going on here, gonna put it on one side. Also need the garlic salt. Now to flip. Oh, the Italian seasoning. So we got that one. Now I'm gonna work on my barbecue ones, which are gonna be really, really good. Okay, so the barbecue one. I've got this cool grilled vegetable seasoning rub stuff. I'm not gonna quite use it as a rub. I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle. And it's really good with barbecue flavored stuff. I also really like paprika, so I'm gonna put some paprika on there as well. A little more on this guy. For our paprika. Aw man, this is gonna be good. Flip. Same thing on the other side. Awesome. Okay, so we got all of these going. Now, I've already got my oven preheated to 375. So it's time to pop all these guys in. There we go. So 375 for about 18 minutes because the mini meatloaves are actually gonna need closer to 20. So now we have to chop our vegetables. All right, so I'm going to do some peppers and onions. Just gotta wash these guys. So I'm just gonna chop my onions. And I like them in strips. I don't necessarily need them to be diced. Come back over here. Well, let me put some of our fabulous Great Value butter flavored spray on there. A little bit of salt. Let's get the peppers going, shall we? Okay, so now I really need to make sure that I come and like judge the onions. This time I'm kind of gonna let these guys sweat it out a little bit longer so that they get a little stickier, a little more caramelized and yummy. And then I'm gonna add the peppers, so the peppers still retain a little bit more of their crunch. So now I've got my peppers. I am going to put a good bit of these guys in here. And mix these. Now I'm gonna work on those burrito bowls that we talked about. So, 2 of these again. Remember, it's a really cool thing to kind of portion these guys. And so I've got a slightly bigger vessel to cook in because those guys are gonna come in here in just a little while, once this has started to kind of brown. So as it's cooking here, I'm going to go ahead and put some roasted garlic in here. Good little bit of roasted garlic. Some of my classic Nor in here as well. About that. We've got Rotel. All right, so mixing all of these guys up. And I'm just gonna let that cook all together. So in go the fabulously charred peppers and onions. Okay, so we've got that. Now, our chicken's ready, so we gotta get that out. Now, we've gotta work on our squash / zucchini. Zucchini overboard. It's inevitable with the circular vegetables, isn't it? So when you're short on ketchup, that's kind of what you do. So we've got our mini meatloaves. Just gonna do a little squishy. Yummy! Okay. Put it in for a touch more. Screaming hot pan and zucchini. Some extra fabulous garlic salt. All right, so these fabulous little meal preppy things, because that's a technical term, isn't it? So that I can free one of my baking sheets, I wanted to go ahead and put these out here. The other thing is we've got this fabulous cauliflower that we can start putting in the oven, or well, microwave. Remember, 5 minutes. We are going to play with our chicken. Ooh, yeah. So the pan's not even that hot. I just took them out and it's really not that hot. Look. Okay. Barbecue chicken. Italiano. Okay, so the really cool part about this whole foil wrapping thing is check this out. All you have to do is crumple up the foil, keeping the juices inside, and ta-da! It's still clean. I am going to put a nice healthy little spoonful of this on the bottom of here. Just kind of make a little bed of rice. Okay, so you'll notice that I actually didn't turn off my oven, and that's because I still need to do my asparagus. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these on my prepared baking sheet. salt them, and stick them in the oven. And these don't need very long because we want them to remain nice and crisp. So we've got them at 375, timer maybe like 10 minutes. Now, for the burrito bowls, a nice healthy scoop, a nice healthy scoop, and a nice healthy scoop. Ta-da! Zucchini goes with the barbecue. This barbecue stuff totally isn't done yet. Don't think that that's all it is, because it's not. The Italian chicken is asparagus, so these need asparagus. The ricotta stuff is gonna have some zucchini and asparagus. Okay, so I've got ricotta. It's going in here. Remember, it's going to be going on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things. So it's a lot of ricotta, but it's a lot of stuff that it's going to go on to. Okay, and then I've got some fabulous mozzarella. So I'm just going to mix this all together. And then I'm going to put a spoonful on each of those ricotta Italian chicken breasts. So I went ahead and got our meatloaves into meal preps. I also spread all of the cheese, you'll notice, on these. And we've got our asparagus is beeping at us that it's ready. See, it's still really green, still really crunchy, still really yummy. And ooh, we need to finish the ricotta, and we need to finish the barbecue chicken. So for the barbecue chicken ones, this is whiskey maple barbecue sauce. So what I do is I just pour some, kind of like a little strip, and I'm going to use a spoon to kind of spread it. French fried onions, or crunch, on top of all of our barbecue. Marinara on top of these guys. It's all good. Happens every day. This is real. So I could pretend like that doesn't ever happen, and like my kids are perfect and they're always acting the best, which honestly for the most part they normally are. But it's late, they're tired, mom's not cooking. That's what happens. Okay, no. We got asparagus that we're gonna put up there. Ready? Let's do this, Baba. Let's do this. Yeah. Yeah. Can you show me a T-Rex? Yes. That's bad. Definitely, it's been real. We've got our fabulous crying 3-year-old, crying 2-year-old. Literally, we made about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 17 meals today. Pretty fabulous. You'll notice, of course, that my pajama wardrobe isn't exactly fabulous, or well, let's just say my pajama wardrobe isn't exactly the most glamorous or the most fancy. Normally, plain, boring shirt, shorts, that's pretty much it. The only reason that I have makeup on truly is because I just came from a baby shower. But hopefully you learned a lot, and hopefully you got a lot of good information out of this fabulous little, what shall we say this is? Tutorial? YouTube video? Learning session? What shall we say it is? Happiness is what it is, because it's food. Food makes you happy. So keep smiling.
Daddy.
And
Daddy.
it's been